Last Saturday in Kazakhstan, in Almaty, was one of the best days I had in Kazakhstan. We woke up to a very nice breakfast that was made by my sister in law, and we were getting ready and planning for our fishing trip for that Saturday. The breakfast was delicious, and we were ready to go. So, we quickly finished and got out to put all our stuff in the car and in the wagon that we were going to take to the fishing trip. First, we started putting all the big stuff like the chairs, the tables, and then I needed to have a look inside the wagon because that was really cool and exciting. Then, of course, Rasim, my brother in law, decided to come and be the center of the party. He always likes to do things on time and ready. So he put the main element of the trip, which is the cooking pot. He put it right in front of the wagon and then came to smile for the camera. Then, of course, he doesn't like me when I sit idle, so he asked me to put everything in the car and I started helping. Then we went to the fishing trip. It was an hour drive from Almaty. We had a lot of fun with Saken, with Bakhtiar, who was driving us, and also with Malik. And then we took a few photos, and then we arrived there with a few difficulties, but it was so much fun. We were having just, boys' time. And then, once we chilled a bit, we decided it was time to get to work and get everything ready for our lunch. We were starving. Malik started cutting some wood so that we could make the fire, and then I went to help Rasim to set up the table. Well, Rasim actually really likes to cook, and on that day he decided to cook what we call tapanji, which is like chicken with some vegetables. Saken is the guy that washed all our dishes to get ready for lunch, and of course Malik was switching the fire on. But very quickly, Saken decided to interrupt his fire and come do the clown. And here he is, just coming next to Malik and putting and doing the clown. And just as we were getting ready to have lunch, some birds decided to come pay us a visit. These were pigeons that were really curious about who we were, what we were doing here, and more importantly, they smelled the food that we were cooking, and they kept coming closer and closer to us as we were preparing the food. So, after taking some beautiful videos of the birds, we started really preparing the table to eat. Rasim was getting very serious, and he takes this job very seriously. He loves cooking. He was preparing all the food for us, and he also doesn't like when I just record videos instead of helping, but I didn't care. So he told me, at least if you're gonna make videos, take videos of me cooking and preparing the food, so that you can put it on YouTube later. Saken was preparing fishing while Rasim was just tired of cooking and just decided to chill. Of course, me, all I was doing was recording everything, videos, photos that I know will keep these memories forever and ever for us, which is also really important. In the meantime, Malik made sure that he cut more wood so that we keep warm because it was freezing cold. The closer we got to the afternoon, the colder it got, and we really needed to get there. Then I tried to cook like Rasim, but the smoke was coming in my eyes and I couldn't bear it more than 5 seconds, so I just left. And then, just as the food was ready, the dog was hoping that we would give him some food. He came begging, and then he was super friendly and begging. In the meantime, Saken was really getting serious about some fish. He loves fishing, and he cannot go back home without fish. So he was getting everything ready. He put the worms, he put the food for the fish, and he set up his fishing material so that we could start fishing. This was a very exciting moment for me as I really wanted to fish. And then, just before we go fishing, we set up the lunch. We all sat there getting ready for tapanji. Look at that delicious plate. This is Rasim who cooked it, and I just couldn't wait to try it. So I started with chicken as I needed some protein. It was hot but delicious. Then we started setting up the boat that we need to go fishing because the fish is in the deep side of the water. By the way, this lake we fished here before, like 2 years ago, but it was all frozen, and that was really cool. But this time we needed to go deep inside the water. However, the boat had a problem. It had two holes in it, and so we had to go to the shop to get the glue. So Bakhtiar and Malik took the car and went to get the glue. And of course, I couldn't just stay idle. I had to record that too. So I took the new drone that I bought recently, which is the DJI Mini 5 Pro. I set it up. I put a filter, an 8 filter, to avoid having the strong light, and I was really excited to try it to follow the car. There you go. I flew it high and followed Bakhtiar's car all the way to the shop. Of course, I cannot put the full video, but this drone can go up to 10 kilometers without any problem, and that was such a cool view at sunset. Then I decided to have some more fun with the drone. I flew it a little bit over the place. I made some turns. I was showing off, of course, to people who were really amazed by this small drone and what it could film. Uh, and there it goes, turning around, very stable, beautiful 4K footage. And then I told Rasim, fine, let's try to do a drone shot with you. So he stood there with his fishing net and just waved to the camera with a beautiful reflection on the water. But as you know me, I like to go explore with the drone. So I took this drone and went to explore until I found this beautiful house which is on the side of the lake. I decided to go around it, take some beautiful shots. I took nice photos as well. And then, just as the sunset was coming, we had this beautiful golden light coming on the house. I just loved it. And I stayed next to this house with the drone for about 20 minutes, just taking photos, videos, all angles. It was just one of the most amazing um, footage because the house is alone there in front of the lake. So beautiful, so dreamy, unbelievable. Then I decided to fly towards the sun with some ducks there on the water. It was a beautiful sunset that we couldn't see from where we were, but with the drone you get these views that otherwise you would have never seen just sitting there on the lake side. And as I flew, I noticed there was a plane over me, so I pointed the camera of the drone towards the plane. I tried to zoom in to have a closer look, and that was a beautiful sighting, of course. Then, after we finished flying with the drone, it took me around 1 hour of flying. We sat down next to the fire and we just chilled, spoke, laughed, had fun, just having some good boys time. That was so much fun. And of course, we posed some for a few photos with Rasim and Sakin in the hot fire while it was freezing outside. And then, very quickly, the night came and we started freezing. It became minus 15 very quickly. I took some last shots of the moon before we went back home to sleep. We couldn't stay there because it was way too cold, but we had so much fun. Thank you very much for watching.